And welcome back to the Newscast. It's the first one of the year. It's January now. I'm happy to be here. Clint, how about yourself?
I'm very happy to be here, Colin.
And there's no better way than to start off with the joke of the day. Clint, what is the first joke of the day this year?
What starts with a W and ends with a T?
A lot of words. I don't know.
What starts with a W and ends with a T? It really does, I swear.
Oh my gosh. That is a great joke to start off the year. And Clint, is there anything else you got to say?
Don't sleep with socks on. It's weird.
And with that being said, we're going to pass this on to Ian. And Ian, you can tell us a little bit about basketball this season.
I'm Ian Ackley, and I'm going to be talking about this year's varsity basketball. Starting off, Alexis Ellison scored 1,000 points at the Palmyra tournament. Huge accomplishment for a lot of high school varsity basketball people. She's been playing varsity pretty well her whole high school career, starting as a freshman, ending as a senior. Moving on, we're going to talk about the 3 home games that we still have coming up. February 1st is against Palmyra. February 8th is against Highland. February 18th is against Centralia, and that will be our last varsity boys and girls home game for the season. Now we're going to go on over to Lucas and Mrs. Hammond for the Teacher Spotlight of the Month.
Thank you for that intro. And now it is time for the December edition of the monthly teacher interview. Of course, it's your boy Lucas James bringing it back to you once again. Last month we did Mr. Reardon, and for this month we have the delightful Mrs. Hammond to interview. Mrs. Hammond, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, thank you.
Great. Now I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. So Mrs. Hammond, what do you teach at Clark County?
I teach comm arts classes. Specifically this year I have a couple of sections of the dual enrollment speech class, mythology, applied communication, and then I am also covering a few sections of foreign language in the dual enrollment college lab.
As you can see, Mrs. Hammond definitely does a lot for the school district. Kind of transitioning into that as well, are there any extracurriculars that you are involved in the school?
Oh, in the school, I do sponsor the Foreign Language Club and have done that for several years. And this year I am now working with Mrs. Flood since Mr. Gorel has moved on to greener pastures to sponsor the senior class. And of course I do a whole lot of things outside of school.
Mr. Gorel literally moved on to greener pastures, by the way. So how would you rate your overall experience at Clark County?
Overall, very, very high. I've had a lot of different jobs and a lot of different experiences over my vast years, and while there are always things to complain about anywhere you are in life and anything you're doing, definitely this is the best environment, the best building I've ever worked in. Colleagues, students, in spite of the occasional problems that we have and things that we can complain about, like I said, those complaints, when you put them in perspective, are generally fairly small.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best school districts around. Also, you said vast years. How long have you been teaching at Clark County?
Well, that gets a little bit complicated, but let's see, I started at the middle school somewhere around 2002 on a grant, and then worked my way over here, so whatever that adds up to.
2002, I was not even born at that time. But you said you've been here since 2002, so really since you've been working in the Clark County School District, what is one of the funniest experiences that you've had?
The funniest, well, I'll tell you, one time, one of my favorite, I like to kind of play jokes every so often. I always try to have a good time. A lot of years you can catch Ms. Flood and I in the hallway singing and dancing. But one of my very favorites was a prank that I did on Ms. Flood probably 10 or 12 years ago now. I had a student who had an occasion to be sick from time to time, and she'd had a pretty rough year with students getting sick in her classroom. So I always told my classes, if you can't make it to the restroom, just remember Mrs. Flood's trash can. So one April Fool's, I had a student walk up as we were talking in the hallway, pretending to look not too good, and we kind of discussed his potential illness a little bit, and as soon as the bell rang, he ran into her classroom, grabbed the trash can, and pretended to get sick. The look on her face was one of the funniest things I have seen. She was like, not again, not again.
Oh, that is absolutely delightful. And if Mrs. Flood, if you're seeing this, I'm sure that is recalling a very good memory of yours. The interview is almost concluded, But is there any closing remarks you would like to make?
You know, no matter what we're doing in life, I've had some pretty rough situations in my life going through here. I know all of my students, they bring their own problems and baggage and challenges. You know, like the Allman Brothers say, everybody has a mountain to climb. But, you know, one of the things that I have learned by working here is that drawing on the strength and the energy and the support of my colleagues and my students, you know, when push comes to shove, we are there for each other. And you know, I told my students the other day, not every day is good, but there is good in every day. And so I try to remind myself as often as possible just why life is good.
That is wonderful advice, because even sometimes the situation may seem dire, there's always a positive. And just looking at that positive notion can just lead to many wonderful things and a lot of untapped potential. So that will wrap up this December edition of the Monthly Teacher Interview. Mrs. Hammond, I would like to thank you very much for doing this. Once again, she did not have to do this, but she took time out of her day to do it. She stepped up and was big. So Mrs. Hammond, thank you.
Thank you.
And now we will send it on down to Who's Next.
Oh, hey, Lucas. Thank you for that. Anyway, so there's also been other events going on around the high school, including the varsity and junior varsity Scholar Bowl team. So let's get into what's been going on with them. We are led into action by the legendary Mr. Reardon, who has been the head coach of the varsity team for many, many years now, and he is continuing to lead us into the promised land. And helping us out for the first time this year is the varsity head coach of the softball team, Mr. Parker, and he will be controlling a lot of the duties on the middle school team. Also, we need to make sure to give some love to the JV team as well, which consists of Trenton Hardy, Katie Ayer, Jacob Euler, Braden Thompson, and Skylar Currents. The varsity Scholar Bowl team is mostly an array of seniors. These seniors are Joseph Wenger, Brody Waterman, William Queen, Ezra Roberts, Carson Clark, Donald Anderson, and Dane Brewer. So far this year, the Scholar Bowl team has really only had one moment of action, and that was on Saturday, January 8th, where we traveled to South Shelby and the South Shelby Invitational Tournament, where we finished with a record of 7-3 and took home third place with a win against Scotland County. Now, we haven't actually had any regular season matches yet. We were going to have one on Thursday, January 20th at South Shelby, but that was unfortunately canceled due to the fact that South Shelby had to close down due to illness. On Thursday, January 27th, we traveled to Brookfield. On February 3rd, we will be visiting Monroe City to take on the Panthers. And then in week 4, on February 10th, we will be facing the Centralia Panthers at home, so come out if you can make it. We will be going to take on the Highland Cougars on February 17th. The 24th of February, Macon will be in town. And to wrap up the regular season, we will be facing the Palmyra Panthers in Palmyra, Missouri. And there are also some tournaments as well, not to mention the varsity tournament, which of course happened on January 8th. But there is also going to be a tournament on March 19th in Scotland County. And the conference tournament will be on March 26th at Monroe City. And the districts for this year will be on April 9th, 2022 at a location to be announced later. Also, my mistake here, but on Tuesday, February 22nd, we have a non-conference match against the Canton Tigers at home, so come support us if you can. And shout out to my grandmother, Kathy James, who collabed with Tony Anderson and Main Street Graphics to produce these wonderful polo shirts for the varsity team. Thank you to her. Speaking of the varsity team, I forgot to mention there's a junior on there, and it's me, Lucas James. And I also want to take this moment out to recognize a real legend that we have in Clark County right now attending this school, and that man goes by the name of Broderick Waterman. He is one of the most intelligent people that I have ever met, and he, even as a sophomore, as a junior, every single tournament we go to, he places in the top 5. He's always on the all-tournament team, and he is one of the smartest people that you will ever meet. And now we will go down to Jacob Euler, who has an interview with Brody. Jacob, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Lucas. I'm here with Brody. Brody, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
So, you're a varsity member of the Scholar Bowl team, correct?
Yes, I'm actually the captain, to be matter of fact.
Oh, really? So, what's an average Scholar Bowl game like?
So, the average Scholar Bowl game is your usual buzz-in, trading of answers, yada, 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 just the basic idea. And sometimes, depending on who you're going against, it could either be very tense, extremely one-sided in your favor, or extremely one-sided outside of your favor.
So you've been on the Skull Bowl team since middle school?
No, sophomore of high school, actually. I was not in the Skull Bowl team during middle school because I don't think I gave a good reason why. But yeah.
So what's your proudest achievement since you've joined the Scholar Bowl team?
Well, the thing is, I've been consistently getting the what are they called? The all tournament. So I'm actually like one of the highest individual scorers in a tournament. Usually commonly 5th place.
So is that in the entire state, or is that just our district?
That's in an entire tournament. It could be districts, and it could be conference. I don't think our team has gone. Our team has not gone to state during my time on the Scholar Bowl team, but you never know. But still, yeah.
So as a varsity member, do you have any tips for like the JV kids coming in and are starting Scholar?
I would say, though, I would try to educate yourself as much as possible, but that is general advice I would generally give to anyone. Self-educate as much as possible with as accurately as possible, so then you can, firstly for Scholar Bowl, obviously you can get more quiet answers and stuff, but in the way you self-educate, you can do whatever way you need, but also for individual people to make sure they make better decisions. So, but yeah, generally self-educate.
I'm Tristan.
I'm Brian, and this month's February forecast is looking like very first week we're going to have some snow, 1 to 3 inches on Wednesday. Highs in the 30s, lows in the teens. Second week we're going to have highs in the 30s, lows in the teens again with mostly sunny. Third week we're going to have highs in the 30s once again, lows in the 20s with no rain or snow or anything in the forecast. Then the final week of February we're going to have a little bit of rain later in the week.
We're going to be talking about how winter storms form. They form when moist air rises to the atmosphere.
Usually during cold fronts where you're going to get your clouds and precipitation that forms.
Rising air can also occur on a large hill or a mountain.
Wind blowing across the lake or ocean is needed for the clouds and precipitation to form.
Finally, cold air makes a winter storm different than other storms because the temperature is below freezing. That causes precipitation to fall as snow or ice.
Some types of winter storms are the traditional snowstorms, blizzards that are the most severe, and then lake effect snow and ice storms.
The fun facts about weather: the coldest temperature ever recorded was negative 128 degrees Fahrenheit.
The warmest is 130 degrees Fahrenheit in Death Valley.
About 2,000 thunderstorms rain on Earth every minute.
A 2003 heat wave turned grapes into raisins before they are picked from the vine.
Wildfires can create tornadoes of fire called fire whirls.
In 1972, a blizzard dumped 26 feet of snowfall on Iran, burying 200 villages.
Lightning strikes 8.6 million times per day.
Most snow recorded by one storm in North America is 189 inches in 6 days.
It's a myth that no snowflakes are exactly the same. A scientist at a research center in Colorado found 2 identical snowflakes that came from the same storm. We're going to end this segment with some facts about the largest snowman. The world's largest snowman was 122 feet, and it was built in Bethel, Maine, and is completed on February 26, 2008, over a 1 month span. 13 million pounds of snow were used to build this snowman called Olympia. The eyelashes were made from 8 pairs of skis. There's a 48-foot wide fleece hat, 8-foot long nose made from chicken wire and painted cheesecloth, lips made from 5 red car tires, arms made from 2 30-foot tall spruce trees, 6-foot 6-inch wide snowflake pendant, 130-foot long scarf, and 3 5-foot wide tire trucks as buttons. There's also a picture here, as you can see. And that's going to end our segment.
In shape? If so, here at Clark County High School, we have a weight room for your disposal for the low price of $100 per year and $60 for every 6 months. All you have to do is fill out this document right here, pause to read it, up at Central Office. Now next up, let's go show you the weight room. So this is the weight room where you can lose weight, build muscle, or just stay active. You can bench press. And you can squat. And if you really want to burn some calories, you can run on the treadmill. Or you can just cruise on the bicycle. And last but not least, you can do some curls. The weight room's really versatile. You can do whatever you want in here. Just come in, work out, and get in shape. Last up, guys, these are the rules. You have to remember, you will not be the only one in the weight room, so please be kind and courteous to everyone that's there. Also, students cannot go in there without an adult. The coach class will be in there in the mornings at 6:15, and then there will be a teacher in there till 4:15 in the afternoon.
Thank you for the great ad, Ian and Isaac. I'm Clint Shamley,
And I'm Logan Malone.
and we're going to talk about JV basketball.
We recently interviewed 4 people from the JV team,
I interviewed freshman Harrison Parker and sophomore Carly Pearl.
and I interviewed sophomore Callan Wheeler and freshman Kaylee Yates. What is it like to be playing such a big role in this team as a freshman?
Oh, it's not that hard. You just have to go out and play your game. You can't be dictated by what everybody wants you to do.
What do you feel is the team's greatest strength?
Defense.
What has been the biggest difference between middle school and JV basketball?
Definitely more intense and more physical.
What has been the most memorable game so far this year for you?
Probably our Hannibal game because we thought we were going to get beat and came back at the end.
I'm Clint Shamley. I'm here with Carly Pearl, sophomore on the JV team. So, as a sophomore on this team, how do you feel about being a leader to all of your younger teammates?
I feel honored. I just try to encourage people and do my best to show them what to do the right way.
And what is your favorite thing about this team?
The enthusiasm and how we have each other's backs and just cheer each other on even when we're not doing so good.
I'm here with sophomore JV player Callan Wheeler. So Callan, what is your favorite part about practice?
I know it's kind of not a real thing a lot of people agree on, but I like to run. I just like to, sometimes it feels good to feel like you're about to throw up.
Okay. What do you think the team can improve upon most?
I feel like some of our practices aren't the best, so we can really pick up the intensity, and I feel like when we do that, we can be a lot better team.
Hello, I'm Campbell James.
And I'm Eleanor Cameron.
Now we're in prom dress hunting season, so we are going to help you guys choose a prom dress that fits your personality and that you're comfortable in. And to show that's possible for everyone, we did it for the guys in this class.
First off, we have Dawson Crane. Dawson Crane's a country boy. So, we chose a camo dress. It complements his haircut and would look good with his boots.
Next up, we have Isaac Armstrong, who this very flattering pink dress complements his bubbly personality, his blue eyes, and his figure.
Next up, we have David Benjamin. We chose a zebra dress, which would fit his personality, which is wild, fun, and it makes a statement.
Now we have Logan Malone with this sleek black and white dress. It would look great with his hair. The colors fit him really well, and he is usually seen wearing black and white.
Tristan Pitford would look really nice in this sleek brown dress. It says a lot without saying anything, and the color goes with his skin tone and would bring out his eye color.
Now, if you know Lucas James, he has a very sparkly and loud personality, so we chose this red dress for him. And it also lets him live out his dream of being a human disco ball.
For Ian Ackley, we chose a blue, long, elegant dress. He has long legs, so the dress would fit him well, and it would be very slimming. Blue is his favorite color, and he has great hair that would go great with the outfit.
Now, Brian has this black dress because it matches his hair and his very business personality, and he knows how to dress to impress.
If you know Matt Miller, he loves the outdoors. So with this dress, it has a lot of flowers on it, which shows his love for the outdoors. It's blue, which is a nice color that would go with his eyes. And this dress has a lot to say compared to Matt.
Now for Jacob Euler, we went with this green dress. It matches his hair very well. It's a very sophisticated dress which matches his personality pretty well, and it would also photograph very nicely with his skin.
Clint Chamley likes purple. The dress is big, loud, and fluffy, like his personality. He could also wear a crown with this dress. He could wear any shoes he wanted. He could wear his dudes and Crocs, and no one would know.
Now for Colin Hunziker, much like him, this dress draws a lot of attention. The blue of the dress would look really good with his eyes. The skin tones would look really good with it as well. And he just wears white shoes that would match perfectly.
So be sure to choose a prom dress that fits your personality and is comfortable, because your personality is the part that makes you you.
Hi, I'm here with Mrs. McAfee, the Key Club leader. And Mrs. McAfee, I've got a couple questions for you if you would like to answer them.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so first question is, what is Key Club?
All right. Well, Key Club is a student-led organization that's in high schools across America, and we're a leadership club. We do community service projects and try to help those in need.
All right. So how does Key Club impact people's lives?
Sure. Well, they work towards betterment of the lives of people in third world countries, as well as work with groups such as UNICEF and March of Dimes. So we help to make sure that babies are born healthy, moms have the prenatal care that they get. We send money to children's hospitals and to cancer research programs, and just try to make a difference in the lives of those whose lives are not as great as others.
So you said it's student-led. How many members are in it right now?
Well, currently this year we're low in numbers. Due to COVID, we've been impacted pretty greatly. So this year we only have a total of 12 members in the high school. But those 12 members are active and trying to make a difference in our community.
That's good. And the last question I've got for you is, why would someone want to join Key Club?
Sure. To join Key Club means that you want to become a leader in our community. You want to do service projects that help other people, and it also looks really good on college resumes.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Howdy there, it's your good old pal Ezekiel the Zookeeper, here to educate you about my favorite animal, the capybara. So this animal right here, it weighs about 100 pounds, and this is what they look like in real life. They are also the size of about a medium-sized dog, meaning they're about the size of dogs like the Chow Chow and the Bull Terrier, as shown here. They are native to South America. Fun fact, Uruguay made a $2 peso featuring the capybara. This is what their young look like, and a group of them is called a herd.
Where can I obtain a capybara?
Okay, so random disembodied voice. I really do not know if there's any breeders around, but chances are there are random breeders that I just do not know about. But your best chance would be to go to South America.
Why do people like capybaras so much?
Well, capybaras are one of the most friendliest animals known to man. They are naturally friendly towards humans and literally any other animal. If you look up pictures of capybaras chilling with other pets, you can see them nuzzled against dogs, cats, and literally any other thing, even including other mice.
Can you give me an accurate representation of what a capybara may sound like in the wild?
And thank you guys for tuning into this month's newscast.
We hope you have a great 2022.
With that being said, we'll see you next month.